Hello everyone, my name is Leo and with this video we share a demo review of the NUX Solid Studio MK2. First of all, we will hear the unit in action in a demo song, then we will describe the main characteristics and features of this unit, then we will hear more sounds in a dedicated section of this video, and finally I will give you my 2 cents. So, I hope you enjoy and please subscribe and ring the bell as it's gonna really help me to make more videos like this. Let's start with the demo song. Let's now share the main features of the Solid Studio MK2. First of all, this is a preamp or power amp only or IR loader that offers also some effects. It also offers some specific connectivity options that open up some interesting use cases that we will check out later on. But let's now stay focused on the features and then we will describe some use case scenarios. The unit incorporates a so-called stereo cyber IR engine, which offers the possibility to load 2 IRs at a time at up to 1024 sample point resolutions for each of the 2, basically allowing us to have separated left and right channel processing. It features independent pre- and power amp simulations using the TSAC 4K white box amp modeling algorithms of NUX, which is the most advanced modeling technology that NUX is currently offering. So far we have 8 amp simulations based on the various popular amplifiers, which are a Plexi, a Roland Jazz Super Chorus, a Bassman, a Vox, etc. The amp modeling includes some interesting functions found on real amplifiers like high-low inputs, 4 inputs for patching cable, voicing toggle switch, etc. The signal chain consists of 4 effect blocks: amp, IR, EQ and reverb, which can be routed freely except for the amp block, which remains fixed at the front of the chain. In terms of user interface, it has a 2.86 inches color LCD display, and there is a computer app with which we can customize our signal chain or load IRs. The storage capacity includes 128 preset slots and 60 independent left and 60 right slots for custom IRs, with 27 IRs already included in the box, dedicated to the guitar, and other 8 dedicated to the bass. In the global settings, we can customize the noise gate level, a global EQ, the phones level, the aux in level, and the out level. In terms of connectivity, we have a guitar input, a true jack, which basically allows the unit to be connected directly to a cabinet or a reactive load, as we will see later on sharing some use case scenarios. Then we have a stereo unbalanced output, an aux in, an headphone out, and it also features a USB-C port. In fact, this unit can serve as an audio interface at up to 48 kHz and 24 bits. Technical specifications include 110 dB dynamic range and latency measurements of 0.85 milliseconds in bypass mode and 1.9 milliseconds with effects engaged. I have not measured myself the latency, but typically the NUX measurements included in the user manual are accurate. The housing is constructed of one-piece die-cast aluminum, which should ensure durability, with dimensions that are shown in the screen and a weight of 430 grams. It runs at 9 volts and 600 mA, and finally the price is 219 euros or dollars. Let's now share the two most interesting use case scenarios to better understand what this unit can do. The first one is pretty simple. We connect the guitar to the input, then we use a pair of headphones to practice using the full amp, power amp and IR simulations of the unit, with also some reverbs to enhance our playing experience. With this setting we can also go directly on a mixing desk, for instance in the case of live performances, pairing the Solid Studio with other effect pedals in an ampless rig setup. The second use case I want to share is a bit more complex, but pretty interesting and unique. There are actually few other devices in the market with which you can implement the same setup, like the 2-Notes Opus. In this setup we are using the true connection of the Solid Studio. Basically, our guitar is connected to our amp, then the speaker out of our amp is connected to the input of the Solid Studio, and the true out of the Solid Studio is connected to our cabinet or to a reactive load. In this way we can then use the IR simulations included in the Solid Studio to then go directly to our audio interface or our mixing desk, without the need to mic our cabinet. This is a very interesting setup if you want to use your tube amp but want to have consistent tones night after night, without the need, as I said, to mic our cabinet. Of course, in this way, if you use a reactive load, you can play at a reasonable volume level. Please notice that in this scenario we have always to attach the Solid Studio to a cabinet, because the Solid Studio is not a reactive load, and therefore we would ruin our amp without attaching a cabinet or a reactive load. With the last use case scenario, which is not mentioned in the user manual, I would pair this unit with an analog tube preamp, so using this unit as a power amp and IR simulation, which is nice, once again, in an ampless setup. Let's now hear some more sounds. Final considerations here, and please notice that these are gonna be my personal opinions for my specific use cases, and you may not agree with me, and this is totally fine. Furthermore, NUX has sent me this unit for free, but they are not asking me to say anything, and this video is not paid nor sponsored, therefore I'm free, as usually, to tell you whatever I want. In terms of pros, I would first of all mention the possibility to load two IRs, with also stereo operability. I mean, with the possibility to run the right and left channels with independent IRs, which of course provides us with a wider tonal option. I would then mention the interesting connectivity option, which allows us to use our beloved tube amp but with our own IRs, without the need to mic our amp, to use microphones. And this is possible thanks to the true output jack. I would then highlight the 48-32-bit sampling rate audio interface, as typically unit in this price range offers 44.1 kHz. And finally, the latency at 0.85 millisecond in bypass mode and 1.9 when the effect is engaged, which are pretty good values. Also, the build quality seems pretty good thanks to the one-piece die-cast aluminum chassis, but of course we need the proof of time to be sure. As for the cons, at this price point it's difficult to find major drawbacks. I would mention that the unit does not include battery power options, which would be convenient for portable use or practicing, and while the device uses a USB-C port, it can't be powered via USB, which would have been a nice feature to eliminate the need for a dedicated power supply when connected to a computer. All in all, this is a very interesting device, especially to be coupled with our tube amp of choice. The main competitor is, I would say, the 2-note Opus, which, by the way, I have reviewed in the channel. So, that's all for this video. Please let me know what you think about this unit. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did it, please subscribe, ring the bell and give a thumb up, as it would really help me to make more videos like this. If you're interested in my IRs or NUX profiles, you can check out the links in the card above or the description below, where there is also a link to a playlist of songs of mine and to my new EP, Art, Love, Freedom. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon. Bye.